typed it here directly. It spells Sheraz. I am an ETL tester. Actually, I have been in this industry from last 9, almost 10 years. Sorry, almost from 10 years I am in this industry. I have been training to if ETL batches since last 4 to 5 years, around 4.5 years it's already completed. My expertise are like ETL testing, data warehouse testing. I was completely into the testing from the day one, from when I have started my career in 2015. So today we are going to discuss about ETL overview, what I am going to present throughout this classes and in entire this session. So I'll quickly start sharing my screen. By the time the screen comes up, if anyone have any questions regarding my background or my name, anything, please shoot it out. What is this? Guys, how you are seeing my screen? Is it a full screen or just one single window popping up to you?
Full, full
Full
screen.
screen. I don't know why this is behaving odd to me today. It's full screen. Yes. Okay. So what is ETL testing? I'll directly jump into the topic. ETL, like most of you are already working, you might have heard in your experiences that ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. We are pulling some data from some places, we are doing the transformation, and we are loading it to some other place. It is just like shifting a house. You are taking all your stuff and arranging it. If you need it, you are keeping it. If you don't need it, you are just selling it off or giving it to donation or something. Or if you need anything more, you are buying a stuff and keeping it. You are making your new home set well ready for your inauguration. That is all what we do with data. Here data is customers data. What we will handle completely end to end, will deal with only data here. Where exactly ETL works for the client, how exactly ETL works for the client, what it will be used for, it is all these questions I'm going to address today. First, we'll start with the index, uh, introduction to ETL testing. Then ETL testing, like I told you, we are dealing with entire data. Data means we have to interact with the data. In that data to interact, we need SQL. SQL is nothing but structured query language. This query language will help us to interact with the data. We can tell, sit here, stand here, come out like this, do this type of makeup, make it altered in this way, like that. All the instructions, like how we are communicating in English, similar way SQL is also a scripting language. This is also a communication towards data. It is a one-way conversation. Whatever we tell, data will listen and data will come out in that way. How it will happen, I'll explain you in detail. Then Informatica for testers. Informatica, why I am using specifically the word Informatica, I'll tell you later. First, what is Informatica? Informatica is the ETL development tool. ETL development tool means whatever this ETL, the process which I told, like we need a potter, right? From moving one place to another place, we need some courier services to move from one place to another, or we need a help. That help, here doing the ETL development tool. Specifically Informatica, why means this is an industry standard, the number one tool in the market right now. There are so many tools other than this, like DVO, Tabula, many tools are there. But why specifically Informatica means 90% of the people, 90% of the clients are using Informatica. It started long back and still surviving. They cannot replace it right now immediately, because to replace that as well, they need to replace everything, that the entire pipeline, their entire structure. It's just that once you got used to your one of your nearby shop, and it will be difficult for you to go to another shop. That is why Informatica is trending. Instead of using ETL development tool here, I wantedly used Informatica for testers. We are not going to learn entirely everything in Informatica. We are only going to learn how much it is capable of for testers, how much it will be used for testers. That's it. Then we have our hero. Our hero is a test management tool. Test management tool means any tester, for any tester we need a one tool to handle his test cases, test results, the defects, everything end to end, the test plan to test strategy, everything we need to handle in somewhere. That somewhere is that this test management tool. Here we have so many test management tools in market like Qtest, HPQC, and now it is HPALM, Jira, Bugzilla, Rally, like that. N number of test cases, test management tools are there. All performs similar, not same, similar. Some have some features, some don't have some features, like that. Based on the client needs, based on your experiences, either you can suggest which test management tool we can use to client, or if client already having it is an existing project, they can also suggest whichever deal they are cracking in. Then these four topics will completely tell you what to do. I mean, once you get into your ETL tester job, how to perform, what needs to be done, what not needs to be done, everything these four topics will tell you. This fifth topic is the ad hoc. Here, what we will do is we will discuss industry standard interview questions and their answers, how interviews will get conducted, what type of questions they'll ask in the interview, how it will be handled, everything. And along with that, I'll take a mock interviews at last once will get a familiar with all the topics. Once our interview preparations is also get completed, or maybe before that we can discuss about project, or after that as well, to understand it well. Why I put interview preparation questions ahead of project? Because while discussing interview preparation questions itself, I'll cover few topics like advanced SQL topics, like some high level Informatica topics, all of them I'll cover there. Then once you understand everything, then we'll move into the final project. Oh, this is today's induction. If you have any questions, please raise it. I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, Shiraz.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to know the scope of ETL testing in current scenario, in current software systems.
Okay. Scope of ETL testing. So, have you heard BI reporting, BI testing, cloud management projects, all this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes. So you might have known that BI is booming right now. Python is booming right now. Everyone are like data, and analytics, BI analytics. We are working on the BI project. We are working on the Python project, like that. So what ETL testing will do is, ETL is a source to BI reporting. For example, there is a shop. If I will take a DMart, DMart completed its 1 year in their sales. Everything is completed from last one, just 1 year got completed. After 1 year, client wants to take the decision how well their business performed. As there is a huge data, you know how DMart will work outside. There is so much rush, and there are so many transactions day to day. Everything is happening, and all the transactions, everything, whatever is happening throughout the day, from employee details to customer details to sales details to product details, going to load in some ERP systems, some database. But that data is not correct, that data is not accurate, because one transaction happened in the morning, same transaction might get cancelled in the evening. So in ERP system, what will happen, two transactions will get loaded, and some transactions, someone build it, and again another person came and build the same thing. So the same transaction got added multiple times. I mean, end of the day, one DMart store, what they send report to ERP system. It went and it got loaded there. not knowing another person, the another manager sent it again. So the double entries went into the ERP system. Like that, there's a clumsy of data got loaded into the ERP system. So once a business cannot take decisions is a clumsy data. What will happen? They will introduce this ETL process. What they will ask to the ETL team, come sort out my data, give it in my way how I need it, give remove duplicates, remove junks, remove unnecessary data, and give me clean history data, load it in so and so data warehouse. That is client need. ETL developer will come into the picture. They will do prepare the pipelines, they will load the data, they will keep it like that. So who will tell that to client? The data which ETL developer has loaded is 100% accurate, 100% correct. That's then the ETL tester comes into the picture. Client relies only on us until and unless we will not test the data and we will not tell that yes, this data is 100% accurate, this data is ready to evaluate, this data is ready to make the report, then only client will going to raise client is going to make the BI reports on it and may take the business decisions. So how, as well as there is a BI reporting, as well as there is a cloud, till then the ETL testing is going to happen. Until and unless we are not going to give a sign off on the ETL testing, we are not going to show the proof that this is accurate data, this is, they are BI reporting, they cannot do the BI reporting. So that is how much ETL testing scope is there in the market right now. I can open and show you the Naukri and tell you that there are hundreds of jobs, thousands of jobs. Sorry, my bad. People need ETL testers. Client need ETL tester because they want their business to run. As long as there are businesses, they need ETL testers. This is how much we need into the market. We need it in the market. Show experience and such. Right now in Hyderabad, there are 144 jobs are open on ETL testing position from 4 to 6. If you add, keep on adding your years, keep on adding your skills, it will increase. So this is a right now the market trend in Hyderabad itself. You can add here data warehouse testing. In this course only you learn this database testing. You can add regression testing, and yeah, that's it. 495. If you want any other locations, anything else, that will also keep on adding and you will see the jobs. This is only from Naukri. You'll have other portals, you'll have other LinkedIn is there, other portals are there, there also you can get. So this is how the market is trending with ETL tester right now, because everyone are dealing with the data right now. Hope
Yeah,
I
thanks.
clear.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying this.
No problem. Next, any other questions, anything else? Otherwise I'll jump into the topics. Guys, can you hear me clearly, loud and clear, or should I change my audio system or anything?
No, you are audible.
Okay.
Shehraz,
Yes.
I had a little doubt about it. Is the ETL testing the testers are the part of a testing team?
Yes.
For example, we have other testing tools like Cypress, and the testing teams use this for integration and unit testing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are ETL testers are part of a testing team as well?
ETL testers are only from testing team only, and the tools which you have discussed will not handle the data. They'll have
Okay.
their specifications other than data, because here there is no automation got introduced to ETL testing completely 100% yet. There are some tools like ISDQ, query search, or with the Jupyter or Python scripts we can write automation script, but not 100% we can create one tool. There is no 100% tool which can, sorry, there is no tool which can give 100% testing, which can do 100% ETL testing, because every business have their different need. For example, I am just a kite seller and I need my data to be in different format. I need in some different structure, or I have some different requirements to be my data to look in. And some other person who is selling some chocolates or toffees, they have some different requirements. So hundreds of requirements, hundreds of business are there that uh, what do we say, the tool cannot handle it. Tool cannot do all the automation stuff. There are ETL tester needed, and we are introducing the ETL. We will introduce these tools as well if it is in the market, and it is free source. Once free source will get available for query search and ISDQ, but not in the near future. It's not yet available. It's not available yet. And to answer your question, yes, we are from the testing team only. We will not do any development work here. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Should I go into the topic? So first week, first 1.5 week or first week, we will entirely be on theoretical part. We will not go into the practical part, because first we need to understand what is ETL testing, how it will be performed, where are we performing this, everything. Like I have told you, I'll just quickly give you one example. Extraction, transformation, and loading is called as ETL. ETL data will get extracted from one place. So this is the high level picture of ETL. Hope you all can see the Excel sheet popped up. It is a source. Source is nothing but some ERP system. It can be a file, it can be a database, or it can both, or it can be any XML file, CSV file, anything. Wherever data can be stored, wherever the transaction can be stored, that is our source. And we will extract that. That will be a completely raw data. It will not have anything. Raw data is nothing but it's just like a raw materials, we will call it. We cannot do anything with that. It's just a transactions, everyday business transactions. Like I took the example of DMart. Today we have sold so and so products in so many quantities, like that we will be having the data. By seeing this data, client cannot take decisions. Let me take you to the table. Yeah, this is a table, customer table. Some Madhusudan guy came. His first name was Madhusudan, second name was Bhandari, his name, mobile number is something, and his customer address is something. Like this, it came and he purchased some, what do you say, chocolate. For how many rupees? 10 rupees. How many quantity? One quantity. Like this. Again, if Madhusudan comes back and he will buy two two quantity. Yeah, product, price, quantity, like this. So there are double transaction got happened, and customer ID got repeated twice, name, everything got repeated twice. This is increasing their space. Same transactions are getting repeated again. How many times Madhusudan comes, Madhusudan will give you, transactions will keep on adding. So this is a source data, this is a raw data. Client cannot take decisions. Client cannot sit and do the what mathematics on each person. How many it happened, what it happened, when it happened. You can add the date as well. Like on 12th March he came, then he came again on 5th. So what is the frequency of him, like that they cannot track it. Sorry. By looking at this data, so what they do, they will transform the data. Client will ask, they will give you certain conditions. We need our data in certain ways, and then they will ask to load it into the target system. This is how ETL process works. Because on target data, once the target system got created, based by seeing that, immediately BI reports can be get generated on that, and business can take immediate action. They can take immediate decisions on that target systems. This is what ETL definition is. This is what ETL is stands for. And in this only I have explained you the purpose of data warehousing. Data warehousing is nothing but loading the data inside the data warehouse, doing some performance on the data warehouse on the cloud. Data warehouse is nothing but the cloud. So on top of it, whatever actions we will do on data warehouse, that is called data warehousing, like pulling the data, doing analytics on that, doing some calculations on that, taking the decisions based on this data is all called as data warehousing. What is the purpose? For the business growth. For example, some business is not even sending you transactions, they are not doing some good business, so that will get reflected in your data warehouse, that will get reflected on your data warehouse. So that data warehouse will get, sorry, that business they can shut down, or they can take some decisions to improve that business. Like I have told you, there are some, we need some ETL development tool such as Informatica, Talent, and DVO. Like this, there are so many other ETL development tools are available in the market. I am well versed in the Informatica, that's why I have pick it up. If you guys have anything like suggestion, or if you guys wanted to learn any other tool, do let me know. I try to cover some of it, not entirely end to end, just overview. It will be all, it will also be a similar to Informatica only, but I will give you the overview on that, like that. So these three tools I have worked on. There are more than 15 tools I guess in the market right now. Even if I don't know, I'll try to research and tell you. Then the coming back to the key differences between ETL testing and the database testing. This will be the main question everyone will think of. This is the main important interview question as well. They'll ask, why are you calling yourself ETL tester, not database tester or data warehouse tester? For that, I have separately created one PPT. Let me show it up. So database is nothing but it is focuses on day-to-day operational basis, like ERP model. Like I have told you, DMART is sending the data and it is getting stored into the source database, into the in source table it will getting stored. So to validate this table, only this table, to validate whether the Madhusudan name got correct, whether it is his first name or not, Bandari is his second name or not, his mobile number is this or not, whether the mobile number got loaded into the correct mobile number field or not. This is all is called database testing or data warehouse testing. We are not doing any transactional testing here. We are not comparing the data and against to the database or data warehouse. What we are doing here, we are only testing the data. Can you hear me? I'm back. Anyone please respond?
Shiraz.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's heavily raining outside. That's why the power cut happened. So this is the Okay, sorry, I was on the database. So to validate only within the database, not doing, not comparing it against some other data warehouse or comparing against some other file, and not applying any other not validating any other client requirements, is called database testing. Okay, and data warehouse testing, sorry, ETL testing is something we have to test source, we have to apply the transformation logics, and then once the data get loaded onto the data warehouse, we have to test whether the data whatever got loaded into the data warehouse is as per client need or not, and no data got missed while having this transformation. Like I have told you, when moving from one place to another place, there is no item should get missed. Whatever got missed, that transactions, that records also should be there in somewhere maintaining. That is called ETL testing. Hope this is also clear. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me? Yeah, just one question: where to get this source from? When we do web testing, we test like feature and we do coding on that feature. So here
Hmm.
the source will be like file something only, like Excel
No.
file or yeah.
Yeah. Source can be anything. Like, uh, for example, if I take an LIC example, LIC is a vast market. There are many LIC agents. If you go out and see, there are many LIC agents. Everyone will not have the tab. Some will have Excel sheets. I mean, some will have the computers where from there they will send their records. Right. I'll write it down. It will be easy to explain. LIC agents. Agent one will send the data. They don't know the technology. If you know LIC, anyone can be a agent in LIC. So they don't know about how to handle ERP systems, how to send the data and all. They just write it on plain paper and send it. So what they will do, they'll record the customer name, customer details in one Excel sheet and send it. Like, one example came to me, one LIC agent came to me and took my details, and he assigned me some number like 1 Sheraz Khan, and my mobile number is like this. They have sent, and my address is Hyderabad. And I logged in into the portal. Unless he gave me some details, some numbers, and another person came to me, the agent. Oh, okay, I'll take the internet. I went to internet. I searched myself, and they have popped up one form to me. Again, the form given me some XYZ ID, and I have added my name. Here I have given my name correctly because I am typing it. Here they typed it, they did not give it correctly. And mobile number is something the same I have added. Or if I say I have given some other mobile number so that I'm ignoring spams like this. Then I told I am Hyderabad. And that internet gave me some other quotations like this. Every day, whenever the end of the day, agent 1 also send the reports. What agent 1 will do, it will send in the Excel format. Internet will, maybe with this internet form, it will generate one XML and it will send it in the XML format. So it can be Excel and it can be XML. Or if someone is well versed with database, well versed with everything, that person, he will directly added data into the database. Some other person came and wrote it into the file like CSV file, or some other person came into the right saved the data into the .tab file. It can be anything. This is ETL developer task, ETL tester task, to convert all these data into, load all these data, all these formats into one structure, that is called tabular format. That is what we call database. So there are some other people who are sitting, who are doing the data entry job or something. They will load all this data into the database or create one file, and they'll create one. Okay, the one they'll create, top of it, one file will get created. That file will get loaded into the database with the ETL pipeline. As a tester, we have to come and see this when we combine this Excel, this XML, this database, this CSV, this tab, everything, when we combine this data and this data should match. That is ETL tester's job. That is ETL developer will load, and we will go and check and compare and tell the client that yes, everything got covered here. Clear?
Yeah, okay. So here, are we going any
Mhm.
like database
Yes.
tool like SQL, Oracle, something like that?
Yes, we will be using
Software.
Oracle developer tool to validate everything, to explain you source and target.
Okay,
And
okay, thank you.
we can, target is a data warehouse, source can be anything like database to XML file to ordinary written normal instruction on a paper is also can be your source of truth, like that.
Just one more question, like
Yes.
there is one more thing like in Python, there is
Mm-hmm.
a panda something, pandas option.
Pandas,
So
yes, lab pandas
yeah, so
library.
yeah, yeah, by using that as well, there is a data science, data analysis. People are doing that. So is it
Mm-hmm.
not similar to that? Like they also use Excel file or CSV or JSON file for
Mm-hmm.
data analysis by using business logic. So is
Mm-hmm.
it different from that, right?
Yes. So data analysis, data science, which you have told, that will come into the picture later when you load the data into the one data warehouse. After
Af-
the data will
After
come here.
ETL testing. Okay.
Yes. After ETL testing, then the data analysis will come into the picture.
Okay, got it.
We will
Thank you.
load on data into the data warehouse because all this data, Excel cannot convert it directly within itself. Pandas libraries also, Python, by using the Python script also, they have to convert this everything and load it into the database. So
Okay,
instead of
so
using here
hmm,
SQL, they will use the Python. But
okay, okay.
all databases will not support the Python. They have to internally go and take another tool. Then they have to establish a connection between this database and the files, and with all the sources. Then it have to be loaded. But again, when we have to come back and validate, check the database, we have to write SQL code only. As a tester, you don't need a Python, you need SQL to validate the data. You have to download all this data in some Excel, or you can also create one file among all this and load it into the database and compare within itself as like a temporary table. Or you can download all this data in one Excel sheet and this database data into another Excel sheet and compare. Or you can use the Python as well script, download this, or establish a connection with this and compare. End of the day, ETL tester job is to compare and tell that pipeline which ETL developer has created, that is exactly matching, that is loading the data from source to target without any misses.
Yeah, okay. Because some of my friend they are using this
Mhm.
pandas concept, so that's why I got
Yes.
confused. Just wanted
Mhm.
to
So
test.
it
Yeah.
will come after our ETL process. Once we complete our ETL process and tell that yes, this data is ready, you can do your analysis on that. Then they will do data analysis. Then they do data science, and then they'll do data mining as well. Then big data will come into the picture. That will again called as ELT, because load completed. Then they will transform it based on their needs. They extracted from data warehouse. They loaded it into their business analysis tools. Then they were transformating as per their requirement. That is called ELT after that.
So this one is ETL.
ETL, extraction,
ETL.
transformation, then loading.
And what is ELT?
ELT is, we completed this data warehouse.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
we
okay. So
have
it will be
prepared
after
our
that.
data. Yeah, for example, this is transformed data. This is target data. Okay, and then they will directly dump that data into the reports. The report
Okay.
got generated, the load happened, extracted, loaded, then they will transform based on their need. That is completely a different process, because then
Yeah.
you need a mathematical equations, then you need a statistical equations, then you need a Python scripting. Everything then will come into the picture. Our job will be limited to this, from here to here. They might need us to ask in my current project. They're asking me to load the data into the reports as well, so I am loading the data into reports and comparing. How am I comparing? I'm downloading the reports data as well, I'm downloading the target data as well. If the data is minimal, then I'm comparing the both and telling that yes, the data got loaded into their BI reports. Now you can do whatever you want to with the data. You can take the decision, you can load it like that. For simple example, if you go on internet and tell search, it will show up the some person went to the shop, bought some mangoes, made a juice out of it, put it in the fridge and sold it. That is ELT. That is ETL. They extracted the mangoes, they transform into the juice, and then they sold it.
So both
ELT is
testing are done by
mhm,
testers only. Like both type of testings are done by
yes,
testers. Yeah. Okay.
yes, both data test both will do from the testers only.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Next thing, any other questions? Okay. So I'm going with the ETL testing process. ETL is not a tool. To be clear here, ETL is not a tool. ETL testing is not a tool. ETL testing is a process. What is the process of it? Like I have told you, extracting, loading. I'm telling again and again the same thing you guys might think. So simply how client data looks like, how client needs look like. Okay. So transform, transform, transform. What? How do we transform? What do we transform? This is a source table. Here it is a source table. This is my source table. First customer need is the client. What they are asking is they have this source table. They have this source table where customer ID, first name, last name, mobile number, and customer address has been written. So they will give you instruction in this way. This is my source customer table. This is my column, and what they need is they asking us to move it as is. Means directly move without changing the customer ID to the target table. Target table name is TGT customer, target customer. They can give it any type of name. It is just a example name. And then the customer name. Here they have first name and last name. They don't want it in the two separate columns. That is consuming their memory. What they are saying, merge it. Simply merge it. So how do they want it to merge? Customer name, first name plus last name. Have to merge by using SQL, merge it and load it. Then directly they are saying here document, high level document, uh, rule book, test plan, test strategy. There are n number of book and n number of discussions based on your project they'll have. So instead of calling it as technical design document, they are calling it a rule book. What? So here they are saying the rule, apply rule 4 on it. What is rule 4? Something it will be written like this. Mobile number is a column name, the actual name, the column name is a mobile number. What they're asking must be appended with specified country code. Here there is no country code in my database. If you see, somewhere there is a country code, somewhere there is not. Like I have told you, this person, this is the agent, he was in hurry, he did not added the country code. I was doing from internet, I did not added the country code. So these are the misses. This data append have to do by ETL developer. ETL developer will add this country code by writing a code and load it into the target database. What I have to do, I have to come and I have to take this mobile number. I have to see, yeah, there is no country code here. When the data got loaded into the data warehouse, it should look like as +91 99 88 77 66 55. This should look like this. Is what customer need is, and I have to test this and tell that yes, every mobile number is having with the country code. What happens if there is no mobile number with the country code? If something this is got directly moved as is, it did not got appended. Maybe developer might have think that for one, because these two are same records, they might have think that for one phone number we have already added, for second it might not required. So this is a bug, we have to raise it. We have to tell them in that this is not appearing with the country code, please fix it. So they will fix it and they will send it again to us, then we will test it again. Until and unless this is not appearing with the country code, we will not move ahead, we will not give the sign off to it. Okay, so this is the analyzing the requirement, the first part. This is a very important thing, how to analyze the requirement. We will be evaluating number of mapping sheets, number of transformation logics in our everyday task when we are writing SQL query, when we are understanding advanced SQL, when we are preparing for interviews. I'll explain you each and every transformation rule, how to analyze it, how to read it, and how to apply on it. If there is any communication gap or if there is anything which is getting missed, how to cover that as well, we are going to discuss. Yeah, ensuring, sorry, transformation rules. Did I not explain this yet? Verification of transformation rules in this way. Sorry, I might have missed. Accuracy, completeness, and reliability of data. Accuracy is nothing but the data whichever is there in the data warehouse should be accurate. Completeness, like I was telling, whatever data has started from source and loaded into the target, while traveling the data should not get missed. That is what we have to ensure. And then reliability of data throughout the process, from the data where it was started. For example, this customer ID, from when it got started to the end destination till it reached to this report, it's our responsibility to make sure that nothing has been missed, nothing, I mean, no transaction got missed, and the data is same throughout the process, it did not get changed as per the requirement. Okay, the last logic is lookup. There is another thing called lookup. It is similar to a rule book, but they will not maintain that into some documentation. They will create it into the database. They'll create one table called lookup table. It will look something like this. Lookup table where they will put the custom column name, exact the actual functional column name. They will not take the same column name as is because it will be lengthy first. Second, it might be a risky to use exact things. They will shortcut it or use some other names or use some alphabet, something like that. They will append or they will trim out the words like this. So on this, what they are asking, what is the ask here? There is a customer and the customer address. So in the source table, column name is customer address. In this address, they don't want entire address in one column because there may be their target data warehouse is not capable of handling the full length to more full length address in one line. So they wanted it to split. They wanted in two columns, line 1 and line 2. How they wanted it? It is in the lookup table. Go and check the lookup. Split address into two lines. First line should be house number and street name. Second line should be city and state. Something like that. Or they have some other requirement based on that. They'll maintain that into the lookup table. That is also is a simple select star from table name and lookup table will appear on you. So this is understanding the transformation logic, understanding the requirements. Then transformation logic, like I have told you, loss or corruption of data during the entire ETL process. We will detect that as an ETL testing. That is why we are crucial. We will tell them that we, we will detect if there is any loss is there. We will tell that the count is not matching between source and target. We will raise that concern to that with the developers. And significance of BI intelligence reporting. This is a itself is a big topic, like how ETL is contributing into the business intelligence reporting. Is a full explanation, full length class will get conducted on this. Sorry, I think I was jumped from 1.2 to skipped this 1.2. So here, like I have told you, requirement analysis based, this will not come here. I just, this is not how it looks like. To just explain you in how the transformation happened, I have took this here in the source table name, column name, all this. This is all will be empty. We will get a separate requirement document that is called business logic document. Some call them mapping document. Some call them that the truth of source, sorry, source of truth, like that. People will call with different names with that. All this will come into an Excel sheet as a requirement document to you, and that requirement analysis, how it will happen. Data staging validation, like when the data is in that stage, this is data staging. Validating this source itself, whether it is correct or not. This itself, whether it is correct or not. This validation, how are we going to perform? And the transformation validation, like in after analyzing this, after we analyze everything, and then we will set our stage, then we will see the transformation logic all got applied or not on that source, then the load happened or correctly or not. So this is the key steps. Similar way, we will be preparing the test plan and test strategy. Test strategy is nothing but the strategy document. How are we going to do the testing? Who is going to test it? How many people are there? How many hours are required? What is the budget? What are the source? What are the target? All this, I mean, which tools are we going to use? What is our area of scope? Until where we are testing? Everything will get loaded into the strategy. If we are putting experience, if we are going for an experienced job, this is a main question they'll ask. What is the difference between test plan and test strategy? And if you ever have prepared test strategy, what are the key elements to consider while preparing the test strategy document? And coming to test plan, what we plan here, how many test cases are there, who will test, when it will get tested. In each cycle, in each iteration, how many test cases are going to prepare, where are we going to load that, which tool are going to which sprint we are going to cover which table or which area. That is all will get covered in test plan and test strategy creation. Roles of stakeholders are here nothing but the BA, testers, developers, or other product manager, product owner, or everything. What are your responsibilities as a tester? What is developer's responsibilities? Developer responsibility is to create the mapping document, sorry, create the ETL pipeline to move the data from one place to another place. As a tester, it's your responsibility to validate that pipelines are working as client expectations or not. And the business analysts, they will be preparing this mapping sheet. Business analysts, what they will do, they will sit with the client, they will understand what their requirement is, they will tell everything, they will tell what tools get suggest, they'll suggest what tools are to be used, how the data will get moved, everything. Client will explain how they need their data, and business analysts are going to prepare this mapping documents for you. Throughout the process, if you have any doubt, if you don't understand anything, you need to connect with them and understand how to connect, when to connect, which sprint we have to connect, at the starting of the sprint, ending of the sprint, which meeting, either it is a defect triage meeting, everything we are going to discuss, either it is a sprint planning meeting, sprint retrospective meeting, everything we are going to discuss in this chapter. Yeah, any questions here, anything? Okay, I'll move ahead. As we are seeing the smooth way till here, we have some challenges as well in ETL testing, like large volume of data, This is few kinds which I have noted, but there are many challenges which we will encounter one by one, and how to overcome with those challenges also we will discuss in our detailed class. Like if there is a large volume of data which is loading from one place to another place, even to evaluate it, it is little bit difficult, because if you run one query, it will take either minutes or hours also. At that time, how do you optimize that time? How do you come up with this challenge? Because in production, it will take some time. I mean, in production, when it takes time to load the data from one place to another place, client will not accept that. So how to minimize this? This is something related to performance testing as well. We'll cover a little bit what is the ETL role, ETL tester role in the performance testing. Then testing in heterogeneous environments. Like I have told you, there are many different environments. Like every time the data is not in the database, they're coming from multiple databases. So how to connect to those multiple databases and here to load into single data warehouse is a bit tricky. That is also we are discussing. And then data mismatches, handling schemas. This schema, okay. Data mismatches means from source to target, some mismatches got happened. Client developer will tell that is expected. This is as per requirement. Tester, as per tester understanding, no. Example, here they say first name, last name, merge it into the customer name. How to merge? To add a space between first name and last name, or just load directly first name followed by last name, or give the comma between it. Developer understood that, just give a space. As a tester, I will go and tell that no, this is not a no space, give the comma, because there are comma separated, you have to give the commas. Like that I'll tell. So how to understand this requirement? We have to go and sit with business analyst and understand. We have to go and talk to clients and understand how this will happen, how to handle that. Then handling schemas. Talking about schema, how to handle this schema, what is schema, is all come into the SQL concept. SQL is nothing. Okay, all will come into the SQL. So far, any questions on ETL testing process? Anything? We are already on time. Just let me know.
No, no.
Okay, so I'm just taking a 10 minutes more to explain this on high level, not in detail. SQL concepts for ETL testers. SQL is a vast programming tool. It's like a scripting tool, scripting language. Sorry, pardon. SQL is a scripting language, but how much we need as a ETL tester, we are going to cover here, like select statement, where, insert, update, delete. These are some keywords to explain. Select means is nothing but what you need. It will not alter, not change. Whatever is there, it will just show it up. If you write a select, start your query with the select, it means it will just pop up whatever there in the data warehouse as per your query. It will not alter anything, nothing. Whatever you are writing in this query, by selecting whatever you are selecting, you have to write with the start with the select. No matter how many transformation logics you apply, no matter whatever you do, it will just show it up. It will not change. As per your need, it will show it up. Where condition is nothing but you just need a Hyderabad data, no other data from this data warehouse, from this database. If I write select star from source cust table where customer address equal to this line, or customer address like Bangalore, that's it. It will give only Bangalore data. It will not show me up any other data. Or if I tell not like Bangalore, then it will not show me up the Bangalore and show other data, like that. Insert, you have to learn insert. Why are we using insert? We are not altering anything in the data warehouse, but insert is something if the data is not accurate. I mean, if data is not complete. For example, they have some business logic saying that if there is a UK number, append plus 44, or if there is a US number, append plus 1. For example, this two lines is not there, the US data is not there. We have to create certain data. We have to write insert query and load the data here with US phone number and validate it into the data warehouse by appending it onto by seeing if I add the US number and run the ETL pipeline, when it will load into the data warehouse, that will show up with the US country code. That is why we need insert. If you want to, similarly, if you want to update any record, we need update. And if you want to delete any record, we need delete. So update and delete, testers will not have access 90%, but still we have to learn it. At least for an interview purpose, we should learn this update and delete. And in some of the projects, if there are limited resources, they might give you access to update and delete the some of the data from the databases to make you to create the scenarios. And similarly, there are joins concept. Joins is nothing but if there are multiple sources and loading the data into single data warehouse or a single table. There are 2-3 tables at the source and only one table at the target. At that time, we need to use join, inner join, left join, right join, full join. If you know these 4 joins, half of your interview will get covered. If it is SQL for ETL tester, half of your interview will be on joins only. You have to explain in and out about the joins, how it is, what it is. I'll explain you in detail each and every join with example and with uh, hands-on practice tests. Then we have functions, sum, average. These are the minimal base functions. It's just like a easy task how to write one-liners codes. And like I have told you, concatenation. Here you have to concat first name and last name and load it into the, compare it against the data warehouse. So use that kind of string functions are there. Concat, understanding the length, to where to put comma, to where to put space when loading the source and target, I mean first name and last name. These are the functions. And date function. Half of your sorry half of your database is completely depend on dates. Date functions are very important. Definitely expect 1 or 2 questions from date in your interview, and you are going to use it on the daily regular basis. Date functions in your ETL testing journey. Then hands-on exercises based on the SQL queries. Similar way, we have advanced SQL concept like writing subqueries, nested queries, recursive queries. These all are the big words. I'll explain you one by one in detail so that you will understand it better. If I directly jump into this, you will get confused. Then we will have scenario based some practice sessions where we will give you task. I'll give you task to write, and I'll explain you how to write it, where to write it, like a ETL SQL developer tool. All these things we're explaining, and debugging the syntaxes. Like they will not ask you to, in interviewer, they will not ask you to write the query. They'll ask you to write the syntax. Syntax is like a structure. How to write the query? There's a structure. It's syntax. So we'll understand this also in detail. Anyone have any questions quickly on SQL? Okay, moving ahead. Informatica. Informatica ETL development tool. As a tester, how much we need it, what we need it, how do we understand in ETL, how to run the workflow, how to create the mapping, all these things we are, sorry, not creating, how to run it, how to analyze it, where to check the statuses, how to download the logs, where to check the counts, everything we are going to see in the Informatica tool. Like I have told you, if you guys want, I can explain any other tool as well along with the Informatica, if you feel that is also a market trendy. But as long as my knowledge is there, Informatica is suffice. It will cover everything. 90% of the market is using Informatica. Okay, sorry, any questions on Informatica? What is Informatica ETL tool? ETL tester, what will do inside this development tool? What is Informatica components or Informatica components? Design. There are 4 different components in Informatica: designer, manager, monitor. Then they have different concepts like mapping, workflow, sessions, and they have different transformations. For example, to do this, they don't have to sit and write the code. Developers don't have to sit and write the code to merge this. They'll have the merge transformation in Informatica. They'll have that. They don't have to sit and write the code to join the Informatica. They have the join transformation. They just have to drag and drop it. That's how we will see in Informatica Designer. To once the pipeline is get created, they have to in manager, from manager they can create run the workflows. What is workflow, what is mapping, I'll explain you in detail. And once it got ran, way to check that status in monitor, whether it passed, failed, adapted, or it is anyone got failed it, like that. What is counts, error logs, everything we will see in Informatica. Then test management tool. Here there are n number of test management tools. Like I have told, HPALM, HPQC, Jira, Bugzilla, Rally, all have similar features. We will be working most of the time. We are on test management tool only. Once your testing is completed, you have to write the test cases inside the design ETL management tool. You have to create the requirement. You have to run it, you have to upload your test results, you have to execute it, you have to prepare evidences out of it, reports out of it, you have to create a requirement traceability matrix out of it, you have to see where you are standing in the scrum board, you have to see it where you are how much you are burning in the burn down chart. Everything we will be doing into the test management tools tool only. Test plan we have to write, update into the test management tool. Test cases we have to write. Everything we need to be updated into the test management tool. If you are testing for 4 hours, spending 2 hours, you will be spending 2 hours on ETL test management tool. Any questions on this?
No, Siraj.
Thank you. Then interview preparation. I'll give you the interview question based on every topic. Once I get covered the topic, I'll give you some exercise and I'll give you the interview questions on that topic. Once the whatever the assignments I'm giving, I'll evaluate it the next day, first 5 minutes to 10 minutes itself. Once we covered all these 4 topics, then whatever questions I have given throughout the sessions, I'll be taking a mock interviews on that for each and every one of you. Mock interviews, how to answer that, in which rhythm, in which tone, and how to take lead to the another question, what question will leads to the another question, where to stop, from where to start. Everything I'll be explaining in our interview preparation. Like how do we example of handling challenging data issues, how many defects you guys have raised so far, what type of test plans you have created, what type of test cases you guys have created. These kind of questions they will ask. They'll provide you the scenario and tell that write a test cases on that. For me, when I joined as a tester, first interview itself, they put it put our sorry put it out the pen from their pocket and put it on the table. They took the pen out of their pocket and put it on the table and asked to write the test case on the scenario which just happened in that 5 seconds. First, how to take out the pen from the pocket and put it on the table. You have to move your hand, reach out to the pocket, take out the pen straight, then put it on the table, whether the pen is on the table or not. This kind of question, this kind of scenarios type questions. If you are experienced, they'll ask completely on the data. Like if you have the duplicate records in your table, how do you report? What type of test case you write to analyze the duplicates? How many times you will do the regression testing? When you will do SIT testing? Yes, sorry, I forgot to cover. There are types of testing: system testing, system integration testing, user acceptance testing, and unit testing. When to perform what, who will perform what, that will also get added into the test strategy. And we will be covering the agile methodology here. Agile means how many days we have to do testing, how many days, when we have to attend which meeting, when we have to connect, when we have to understand the requirements, when we have to write the test cases, when we have to do the execution, and when we have to provide the test results to the client. There are step-by-step planning is available in the there are step-by-step plan will be discussed in the agile class as well. And once you understand everything, I'll show you one project, how to do, what to do, and then I'll give you one hands-on experience to the project. That is all. Along with that, this is all covered from the ETL testing perspective. Along with this, I'll help you in writing your resume based on your experiences and based on your projects. We can convert any of your project which you're already working to the ETL project, and I'll help you in writing your Naukri profiles, and as well as I'll take you the mock interviews. That's all. Please shoot if you guys have any questions. Thank you.
Hi, Siraj.
Yes.
So, my question is regarding the position of ATL developer. So, if I may ask, what is the
Mhm.
entry level salary of an ATL developer, according to you? You
Entry
have been in
level
the industry
salary.
for 10 years, yeah, right?
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, this is
So,
again depends on your from you are
skill
coming
set.
from. Yeah, not skill set.
Okay.
I'll not give you a skill set. This is a general our conversation, not about the market. It's our conversation. Like if you are coming from some reputed firms, like they have already given you full like some, I'm taking example 5 lakhs when you have joined itself. When you are shifting to another company, they'll based on your current company they are giving the 30% hike. This is what happening in the right now in the market. 30% hike.
Okay,
If
okay.
you are coming from like a entry level jobs, like you're analyst, you worked in the same firm from last 4 years, then you are moving out, your salary will not be reaching to 5 lakhs at that time. You will be at 4 lakh, 3 lakh. On that only they are giving you the 30% hike. That is what is happening in the market. But your skill set is really great and they really have the budget. What they are doing is at further 10 years of experience you will easily take up to 25 lakhs is what I can tell.
Okay. So, if we are an absolute beginner, if we are just
Mm.
entering the market, so what would be the package in that case?
Yeah, if you are completely new as a fresher, if you are joining, it will be like a 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs in between. You can expect not more than that.
Okay, okay. So, beginner level
Mm.
package.
Beginner level package. As the year grows, as the performance grows, your market value will also grow.
And have you seen people transition from different backgrounds, like from development to testing, to from testing to development? So can they get into
Yes.
this ETL as well?
Yes, I saw many people like when I have attended took the sessions previously, they were from the manual testing and the software testing. They came to the ETL because they heard the boom of data. Data is the future. Everything is into coming into the data, and there is no scope in the software testing. Something, and some of them are like they have the requirement in their projects. Like when the layoffs are happening at the COVID time, there for manual testing layoffs were happening, but the ETL testing there was a demand because there are businesses grown or everything went into digitalized, everything got digitalized. At that time the
Hmm.
millions of data, billions of data got loaded, so they needed ETL testers, ETL developers. Demand got increased, so they came, they learned, and they switched their career within their organizations. Also, they moved, and other outside organizations also moved. I have that experiences. If you have seen the website, you might have heard some of the people are saying that already.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Any other questions related to anything? If you like the sessions, if you like the overview and understanding, please go register. Please reach out to the admin team and the Kumar sir and make the payments so that I can see you tomorrow and we can start our journey towards ETL tester roles. Okay, guys. Anything else? Vishal, Mahesh, Vivek, Nilesh, Nash?
Hello.
No. Yes, Nilesh.
Cyril, so I had a few questions. So is Python also used in ETL testing?
No, Python will not get used into the ETL testing because Python cannot interact with the data. SQL scripts, you need to interact with the data. If you have some external tool, like if you have some IDE where you can connect to the database and you can make the connection establishment by using the Python scripting, But inside that as well, if you want to interact with the databases, you have to write SQL query only.
Okay. And is this Informatica tool which is mentioned? Is this a
Mhm.
paid tool or a open source or free tool?
It's a open source tool. It have the versions. I mean, like for